Hi guys, CC here, back again with another video on Monster Super League. So for today's video, we are going over the new monster Drowsy with his skills and stats and my opinion about him. He will be the next NAF4 rebirth for the upcoming festival, which pretty much his 3 chances on the Rebirth Festival will be just completely December, because December 1st, Clan Fest, the 15th, Hero Fest, and the end of the December Clan Fest. That's just the whole December is gonna be Drowsy. Okay, so by his name, Drowsy, he has a lot of sleep skills. If you can quickly take a look here, all of his elements has the skill sleep. Also last week with the recent maintenance update change, they updated skill sleep to a little bit different than before, a little bit update, but still, I don't think it's still like not much change to it. So before going over the Drowsy, or known as Sleepy, skills, I'm going to quickly go over the change with the sleep skill and what's going on with the sleep skill. So sleep, before the change, sleep is like the least desirable the least desirable CC, CC as mean like status effect, like stun or shock that can stop opponents. Then there's sleep, which sleep is the least desirable CC out of the category, because that not like stun or shock. Stun is pretty much a stun, it doesn't have any extra effect, but shock has like what, 30% or 40% damage increase on that effect, on attacking a shocked monster. But sleep, it's the least desirable before, because that sleep can be cancelled out if you hit a sleep monster. The status effect will be cancelled out, and pretty much it's just no use in PvP defense. It has a little bit use, but it's very RNG based, and it's not as reliable as like stun or shock, because sleep will go away if you use in PvP, auto PvP, because the PvP defense is auto system that you cannot determine which monster to hit. So as long as the next hit, even you sleep in your PvP defense, that it will most likely to be cancelled out, just because the RNG chances of that. So after the change, the sleep now will be cancelled out. The sleeping monster will be awake only by a critical hit, but they also added that any hit to a sleeping monster will always be 100% be a critical hit. So that doesn't really change the fact that you need a critical hit to wake up a monster, because sleeping monster, if you hit a sleeping monster, the damage will always be a critical hit, whether or not your monster has 100% crit or 0% crit. As long as it hits a sleeping monster, the hits will always be a critical hit, and then critical hits will always wake up a monster. So yeah, that is the change to the sleeping skills. So now let's take a look at Drowsy's skills and stats, and I'll provide my opinion about, are they good? Are they good monster after the sleeping change? I already look over the monster, all the monster skill. So beforehand, I'm gonna just say that a lot of his skills, if it's not book, it's just okay. But if it's good, not if it's good, if it's book, if it's fully book, and then it might be a better use out of the sleeping skill. Okay, so but we don't know whether or not he'll get book, but based on the last few months, when they introduce new monster, they always add a book, so he most likely will get the book this month from Crystal Shop, but then Crystal Shop book is always so expensive that no one can catch up on on buying those books, unless you're whaling the game that you have like 10,000k of crystal to book any monster that you want. So and then because he's a nat 4, if you're gonna do the free-to-play method of farming book through Colossus, he will take very, very long time to actually get books fully, and a lot of his skills percentage-wise or turn-wise, it's something that you need book to make the skill much better. Not like something like previous classic nat 4 rebirth that you don't need book, the monster already strong, you know. So let's start with nat fire Drowsy. In this video, I'm gonna call him Sleepy sometime, because Sleepy was the name that was it's like a fan translated, because he was data mined. He was leaked a few months ago, and the person who translated the name called him Sleepy. And in this case, I feel like Sleepy is such much better name than Drowsy. This is like one of the time that I feel like the fan translated name is much better than the official monster name. So somehow I will call him Sleepy in this video, but you'll know Sleepy is Drowsy, Drowsy is Sleepy. I like Sleepy name better. I'm gonna call him Sleepy. So let's look at the Fire Sleepy. He's a tank with his stats at Evo 3, level 60. He has a 41k HP, 2100 attack, 2400 defense. Okay, so look at his stats. Remember the stats. I'm gonna show you something to compare with. He has 41k HP, 2100 attack, 2400 defense. I'll show you Evo 3 Fire Odin. 43k HP, 2000 attack, 3000 defense. He has almost the same HP pool as a Fire Odin. But being his only a nat 4 stats, his stat is actually very, very good in being him as a tank. He doesn't have as much as defense as a Fire Odin, but being a nat 4 tank, fire tank, I think he has a very decent stats wise. And let's look at his skills. His 3-star skill, he has a 100% chance to restore 25% of own HP, and his 5-star skill is a sleep with 90% chance to put target to sleep for 1 turn. And then Sleepy has a critical hit rate leader skill. So this is something that I was talking about, that if his book, he might actually be a threat in PvP defense wise for being a tank and stuff. Because tank and other than attacker, tank, balance, defender is something like to use in PvP defense. And his skills combination is a very PvP defense monster. He can heal himself for 25% HP, and is always 100% chance always healing. So his 3-star skill is actually pretty good already. Without booking, it'll be much better, even more better, much better, more better, much better. If it like increase to like what 35%, but then his 5-star skill is something I talk about that if he gets booked, it'll be much better. In that case, that currently 90% is pretty high for landing sleep, but then sleep can also be resisted. And then for that, currently that he is only 1 turn. 1 turn sleep doesn't do much. Because of that bonus that sleeping monster will the hits on sleeping monster will get a crit. You need to have at least 2 turns to utilize that bonus on sleep. Otherwise, 1 turn it's kind of useless. The next turn, even the monster doesn't attack, the monster will be awake anyway. So that's why I think about any books. A really neat book. Okay. And critical hit rate, it's a okay leader skill, but in the PvP sense, HP leader skill is much better. Or something like Merlin, Dark Merlin has the leader skill of decrease enemies resist. Since if you are an in-game player, you really don't need that critical hit rate leader skill to make your monster 100% crit. More so, you should able to get your monster to 100% crits easily than compared to like a new player or something like that. Okay, so next element is the Water Sleepy. Water Sleepy is a balanced monster. He has level 60. He has 26k HP, 2600 attack, 2600 defense. Very balanced stats. He has his skill is double sleep. 3-star skill is 80% to land on 1 turn, and a 5-star skill is 90% to land sleep for 1 turn. So again, something it need books. It just need books. It need book to give it to 2 turn. But you know, mid-game player, new player, the chance that they are getting booked is gonna be a long time investment. So even in-game players, if you are not paying, if you are not whaling this game, it's very difficult to book a monster fully. It's more like a chance thing, RNG chance, than farming Colossus. So without book, he is just a mediocre monster. That's what I think about it. But if it has a 2-turn sleep, it'll be much better. He might be a threat to like a fire Draca with a low resist fire Draca by being a water monster. Yeah, that is what I think about him. So next monster, next element, Wood Sleepy. Who's Drowsy? Wood Drowsy is an attacker. At level 60 Evo 3, he has 25k HP, 3200 attack, 2200 defense. His skill is 80% to sleep for 1 turn, and then 5-star skill is a defense down. That critical hits will always lower the enemy's defense for 2 turns as long as the monster doesn't resist. It's pretty much a 100% chance to 2-turn defense down. If your monster has 100% critical hit rate. So generally, his stats is actually decent for a wood attacker. So let's compare it to something like my favorite Wood Banshee. Here are her stats. his stats actually a little bit stronger in the attack, but lower HP. So in my case, I might actually want to build him for fun. If I don't get a light or dark Drowsy, I might build him. We look at him. I think out of his elements, the wood variant color is the best. Okay. Let's move on to Light Drowsy. Light Drowsy is an attacker at level 60. He has 27k HP, 3194 attack, pretty much 3200 attack, 2200 defense, and his skill with 70% chance to put target to sleep for 2 turns. And his 5-star skill is the Elemental Edge that attack against any enemy elements that treated as the enemy's weakness. Element weakness. So Elemental Edge is something that you'll see a lot when using in a farming monster, because you don't really have to care about building multiple different elements farming monster. You just use Elemental Edge, you'll solve everything. But sleep doesn't really help in the sense of farming situation. So Elemental Edge is still a good skill in using as a general attack monster. His stat is just okay. It's not very super great compared to, like, I don't know, like a very OP light attacker. He just okay stats, attacker stats. So if you pull him and you want to build, if you're lacking a light attacker, then I guess you can build him too. Yeah, his stats is it's not the best light attacker stats. Okay, next, the last one, Dark Drowsy. Dark Drowsy attacker at level 60. He has 26k HP, 3300 attack, 2200 defense, and again his skill is similar to the light Drowsy with 70% chance to land sleep for 2 turns, but then his 5-star skill is a hunter, increase critical hit damage by 40%. So he's another dark nuker type of monster. Hunter is always a good skill for dark nuker, like something like Dark Snow White has critical hit damage by 50%, and his is 40%, so it's not as good as hers. But still a decent skill for a dark nuker swords, even if you're lacking in dark monster with a strong damage boost, then you might want to consider building him. So my opinion on which one to build is very situational, because if you're a late gamer in a Monster Super League and you have a lot of nat 4 that you can throw away, you can just build anything that you want. Build anything you want to have fun with. If you are like a new player in this game, none of these monsters really help you in progressional wise to story farming or anything. You might able to use it in Dungeon 10, dB10 to use his sleep, but then 70% is a little bit low compared to some other option. Some other option for people will use sleep or stun. People will use like water shurong or wood yaksha that provide 100% stun and sleep for 100% crits for 2 turns, something like this. So that's why I'm saying that he is also need that book. If he hits book to like 100% chance for 2 turns, he'll be much better. But he does. If you can just build him out of notebook, he just alright dark nuker. So if you're a mid game player that you have a decent amount of NAV4, then I don't know. Just think which one, which monster you are lacking in. I don't think he's not something that is very superior to like a. He's not the most superior NAV4 rebirth compared to like Thor or like Verde or anything like that. Yeah, if you want to save your NAV4 for this month, that you probably can save, but he is something like you really need book. And also we don't know his book value yet. So if his book value sucks, then he probably doesn't. He just sucks. If his book value doesn't give like 2 turn or something like that, then he just a very crappy NAV4 rebirth monster. That's my opinion about him. So yeah. That is my opinion about Drowsy. After the sleep change, he is still a meh rebirth. You know what monster that really get benefit after the sleep change? The best monster get the change out of it is Dark Succubus. Look at Dark Succubus. She has 80% chance for 2 turns and 80% chance for 1 turn. Without booking her stats, her landing chance and turn chance, it's already much better than like Drowsy. So for being that she is a dark defender, dark monster that's defender, she is much better with double sleep. She is a much better double sleeper than Water Drowsy. So yeah, that is all my review for Drowsy, Sleepy. Conclusion: he just need books. He need books for be a better monster. Yeah. So that will be all for today's video on Drowsy review. I hope you guys find this video helpful on deciding which monster you want to go for. He's actually a very cute monster though. I really like his design, but that's all pretty much all about him for being cute. and he has a very cute animation. I might include the Navy video on his skill preview. Okay, so that will be all for today's video. If you like this video, press that like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and if you want to see more Monster Super League contents from me, hit that subscribe button to get the notification in your subscribe video box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!